Hi there, this is Teresa. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to take a look at no contact in separation between you and your person. We're going to see what your energy is versus your person's energy. We're going to see what their feelings, intentions, and next actions are. Keep in mind, this is general collective. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, my website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. Let's start with Aries first. Aries, what is your energy versus your person's energy? No contact. Okay, so you feel like your person is being very immature and you have changed your mind about whether or not you want to come back into reconciliation with this person. Maybe you're the one who ended things, but now you're maybe changing your mind. What is Aries person, no contact and separations energy? Okay, so they're being a little bit stubborn. They are thinking a lot about you, but they are being stubborn on whether or not they should take action towards you. All right, well, let's take a look at what their feelings, intentions, and next actions are towards Aries. When it comes to those Aries placements that are in no contact with their person, what is their person's feelings, intentions, and next actions? Okay, so your person's feeling is the Temperance. What is their intentions? The Emperor. And their actions, the Nine of Cups. So right now, your person is feeling like they need to be patient with the situation, that maybe they're needing to heal or recover from whatever did happen between the two of you. Maybe you went through some type of tower moment with them, and this person's trying to find the middle ground. They're trying to figure out, do they want to try to support this connection and find peace and harmony, or do they just want to focus on themselves? There's something about the experience that happened between the two of you that has created an imbalance for them. So let's clarify, why is the Temperance here for their feelings? Why is the Temperance here? Okay, so this person had anticipation that things were going to work in their favor, but things have not. So there was definitely some type of fight or argument that the two of you couldn't get on the same page. Your person is feeling like, you know what? I need to recover from this fight. This argument has taken a toll on me, and now I'm not really sure if I can even pour into the situation. So this person feels like maybe their self-esteem could have took a hit. They could feel like major disappointment over what happened in that fight. They feel like you're just not supporting them and their feelings and emotions. So their intentions is the Emperor, so which lines up with their energy. They're being stubborn is what they intend to do. So clarify the Emperor. Why is the Emperor here? The Two of Cups. They're making the choice and decision to be stubborn right now. Even though they love you, even though they feel that they're supposed to be with you, they are being stubborn. Let's clarify this Nine of Cups, because this is their actions, is they're going to act upon what they wish and desire. So clarify the Nine of Cups. Why is the Nine of Cups here? The Star. Okay, so they do wish to restore faith in this connection at some point. There's something about this person feels lied to. This is at the bottom of the deck. So something that happened in this fight or this disagreement, maybe you said you would never break up with them or you would never leave them, and maybe you did, and that's why they feel there's a lack of support. They're trying to recover from this, but they do wish to come back into union with you. Okay, so what is the advice for Aries at this time? What's the best advice or guidance for Aries? It's in giving, you receive. If you did abandon the situation with this person, but you want a new beginning, you may have to be the one to initiate it to have this new beginning. You may have to be the one who has to pursue this person to be able to have this conversation to see if the two of you can resolve and overcome the issue that has transpired. Your channeled song is Lift Me Up by Rihanna. All right, let's move on to Taurus. Taurus, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, my website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. All right, Taurus, no contact and separation. What is your energy versus your person's energy? Those with Taurus placement, what's your energy? You feel like you and your person are on different pages, And you're trying to look at the long term when it comes to the situation. What is Taurus's person's energy? No contact and separation. What is their person's energy? They miss you like crazy, but they feel like there are some red flags in the situation. They feel like that what you two have is super special, and they're trying to figure out, what did they say to you now? Because maybe you said, you know what? I think we're on different pages. I don't think we want the same thing. I don't think we see things the same way. Well, let's see, Taurus, what your person's feelings, intentions, and next actions are. When it comes to those with Taurus placement that are in no contact or separation with their person, what is their person's feelings, intentions, and next actions? What are their feelings? The Two of Wands. What are their intentions? If you're dealing with the fire sign. Ace of Wands and their actions. The Nine of Cups. Aries also had Nine of Cups for their person's actions also. All right. Well, your person feels like they're just kind of waiting. They know what the two of you have is special. They know that there is a connection, that it's different, it's unique. But there's some red flags. There's some bullet holes in the connection that they're trying to understand. With that Two of Wands, it looks like they're trying to figure out what course of action they should do next. They're not really sure what to do when it comes to their decision. They're kind of evaluating, do they stay, do they go? They're feeling encouraged to take some type of risk, but they're not really sure what that risk should be because of these red flags. So clarify the Two of Wands. They don't lack confidence in this because of the holes and the red flags in the connection. What are these red flags that they feel? They feel like you're not making them a priority. They feel like there's this back and forth. Maybe you did say you're on different pages. Maybe you have other things that are more important in your life, and they feel like you're juggling them. Okay, their intentions is the Ace of Wands, so they definitely want to have a passionate new beginning. Clarify the Ace of Wands. Why is this here? Ace of Cups. So their intentions is potentially to have a new beginning with someone else, to maybe be open and receptive to a new relationship. Their actions is the Nine of Cups. They're going towards what they wish. Clarify the Nine of Cups. Why is this their action? Page of Pentacles. So they're definitely maybe extending themselves to other people, friends, family, people they're close to. Socializing with other people is what they're doing. They're creating opportunities. They're ambitious to see and curious to see what else is out there while you're in silence or no contact. Okay, what is the advice for Taurus at this time? The Ten of Swords. The Temperance, or the Judgment. You could be dealing with Sagittarius for saying Temperance. And the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. We also have the Hierophant hidden at the bottom of the deck. So your best piece of advice is making the judgment call that if you just don't see that this is going to work, maybe accepting that you need to accept the defeat or accept the ending. Not trying to justify it, not trying to cast judgment. Sometimes what happens is people are just not on the same page. You know, one person may want to get married and have children and have a home. The other person wants to be single and independent and go hang out with their friends. It looks like you're needing to understand. Your advice is to focus on realizing that something's not working in the situation and realizing the lesson, why it didn't work. And it could be that you guys are just on different paths, and there's nothing wrong with that. Your channeled song is Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx. All right, let's move on. Gemini, you want your own personalized in-depth reading? My website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. All right, Gemini, no contact in separation. What are your feelings? What are your what's your energy versus your person's energy? Gemini, those that are in no contact in separation, what is your energy versus your person? Gemini. You're giving your person the cold shoulder, or you feel the cold shoulder from them. You could be looking at things differently. You may feel like it's a part of fate and destiny. Your person knows that they played too many games with you and they do feel guilty about it. So your person is clearly the one giving you the cold shoulder. So let's find out, Gemini, what are their feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions or moves towards you? When it comes to Gemini and those that are in no contact and separation with their person, what is their person's feelings, intentions, and next actions? Gemini. Their feelings, Six of Pentacles. Their intentions, the High Priestess. Their actions, the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so it looks like with your person's feelings, the Six of Pentacles, they feel like they maybe are giving to other people and they do feel guilty about that. That maybe they weren't really being transparent with you. They were maybe neglecting you or making you feel abandoned or rejected. They definitely feel guilt over that. Why is the Six of Pentacles in their feelings? Clarify that. Yep, they were definitely holding on to you, but they were also holding back, giving you what you fully needed. Their intentions is the High Priestess. So there are some secrets here that they're not telling you. They're also trying to use their intuition to help them understand why they were playing games. So why is the High Priestess here for their intentions? The Fool and the Emperor. So they were a little bit stubborn. What they weren't telling you is they weren't taking the leap of faith towards you to give you what you wanted. They were actually, they knew all along secretly that they were going to hold back and be stubborn with that, not giving you what you truly desired by playing those games. So their actions is the Queen of Pentacles. So they're wanting to be mature. They're wanting to have stability and security. So let's clarify, why is the Queen of Pentacles in their actions? The Lovers. Okay. Coming out in your own energy. Could be dealing with an Aries, a Taurus. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles. One more. Okay. We've got the Hanged One in reverse. So they're definitely not wanting to let this go. They are very attracted to you. They're very drawn to you physically. And they know that they need to bring in a sense of stability and security because they're not willing to let you go. You could be somebody who is very loyal, very dedicated, very reliable, and they're maybe discontent with the other person, and they're recognizing that they don't want the other person, so they're realizing that maybe they should find the strength to let the other person go, but not let you go here. What is the advice for Gemini at this time? What's the best advice for those Geminis in this placement? What is the advice for Gemini? Ten of Pentacles. Six of Swords. And Three of Wands. Focus on your family, your friends, your money, your job, your career, your business, and what you want for the future. We also have the Ten of Cups being hidden. When you transition away from this situation, you feel like this person was a part of your fate, your destiny. It looks like them giving the cold shoulder is going to work out in your favor because you got 10-10 for your advice. Find your own emotional stability, find your own financial stability, physical stability, and spiritual stability, and focus on what you want in the future. Your channeled song is Missing Pieces by Bella Lambert. So you could be trying to have had this connection fill voids within yourself. Focus on the missing pieces of yourself, finding it within yourself, not trying to find it within someone else. All right, let's move on. Cancer. If you want your own personalized, in-depth reading, my website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. Those that are in no contact and separation with their person with Cancer placements, what is your energy versus your person's energy? Red flags. You feel like something is definitely off. You miss your person immensely. Your person's energy. What is Cancer's person's energy? No contact and separation at this time. Mending the broken bridge, and they're still holding on to you and the idea of the connection with the two of you. They maybe have made a bad choice or bad decision of being silent or having no contact. All right, so let's find out, Cancer, what is your person's feelings? What are their intentions? What are going to be their next actions or moves towards you? Those with Cancer placement, their person they're in no contact with, what is their feelings? their intentions, their next actions. Their feelings is the Four of Pentacles. Their intentions is the Page of Pentacles. Their actions is the Judgment. We also have the Two of Pentacles hidden at the bottom of the deck, so they're kind of going back and forth. So it looks like for their feelings with that Four of Pentacles, they're still holding back from you, but they are still holding on. They feel like they just can't let this go. There's some type of, it could even be a control thing, that your person feels like, you know what, I really do need to fix this. I really do need to bring in a sense of stability and security, and I need to do this like now. So clarify the Four of Pentacles. Why do they feel the Four of Pentacles in this situation? The Queen of Wands. You know what? This person is building up their confidence to recognize that they need to come towards you. Even though they're holding back right now, they feel like they need to hold back until they build up this confidence, till they know for sure exactly what they're going to say, how they're going to say it. In the interim, you feel the coldness from them, but they do want to mend things with you. They're just holding back because they're trying to figure out exactly what they're going to say, how they're going to say it, and how they're going to step towards you. Their intentions is that Page of Pentacles. So they do intend to come towards you to have an opportunity. Clarify the Page of Pentacles with their intentions. They're not sure what their intentions are when it comes to this connection. Look at this. You have the Queen of Wands upright. The bottom of the deck is the King of Wands in reverse. So you are divine counterparts. The problem is you're not in alignment. And that's part of the issue. You feel like your person's got red flags, something's off. Something is definitely off. They're not in alignment with you. And that's part of the issue. Why is there a sense of uncertainty with this unalignment? Clarify that. They don't really know how they can build a life or build a future with you. Maybe they're just not in the same position or role as you are in your life. There could be a misalignment of values. Maybe they don't have their life together as they should. And maybe you're somebody who is very determined and very much going towards your goals. And your person could feel like they do things impulsively, but they're not reliable or consistent. And that's part of the issue here. They're uncertain of how to be more reliable, be more practical, be more consistent, and be able to attribute to whatever offer they want to give you. Because this is a page. It's not a king. It's not a queen. It's not an emperor. It's a page. So it's a very immature offer of what they could give you. So their action is the Judgment. So they're making the decision. They do want to come back. They do want to try to reconcile, clarify the Judgment. They're having this aha moment that they want to mend things with you. What's the Judgment here for? They feel like they need to overcome this helplessness, this lack mindset. And that's what their action is going to be. With that Nine of Swords in reverse, they're telling themselves that they need to just admit the mistakes they've made, and that they really have been irresponsible or immature, and that they need to really recover from it. They're going to have to take the weight of the world off their shoulders by being honest with you. And that's where Judgment comes in, is they're finally ready to face the truth, and they're ready to explain that truth to you. So let's see, what is the advice for Cancer placements? Those that have Cancer in their chart, what is their advice? 10 of Pentacles in reverse. I'm hearing, Teresa, I just don't ever think that's going to happen. So you may feel that there is an instability with this person. Look at that, the Tower, because of the red flags you feel with this person. You may feel they have the potential, but you're not willing to wait to see what that potential, when it's going to come through. Yep, 7 of Cups. Your advice is to keep your options open. You have choices and decisions. This Tower moment you've already been through. If you feel that you don't want to recover from that Tower moment, that there's too much instability with this person, they're very unreliable, they're not somebody that you can count on for the long term, and maybe you do see the potential, but you don't want to wait out to see how long it's going to take them to get to the potential, that you just don't want to accept anything less than chalking it up as a loss. That, you know, maybe something's just not right with this person. Either you may love them, you may like them and care and miss them and enjoy the companionship. That does not bring full fruition of a full-blown relationship. So your best piece of advice is keep your options open after this Tower moment, because you may recognize that you need to focus on you, recognizing your value and your worth, and focusing on your own happiness, nurturing and taking care of yourself, not expecting this person to do it for you. Let's get you a channeled song. This Magic Moment by The Drifters. All right, let's move on. Leo, you want your own personalized in-depth reading? My website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. All right, Leo, those in no contact and separation with their person, if you could please like, comment, and share this video, I would appreciate it. All right, so your energy is you're trying to become stable with your dreams. You could feel like your person has put you in a third-party situation. What's Leo's person's energy? There is some type of awareness that this person has that they do have a lot of deep regrets about settling down, and they know that you don't trust them. Okay? Maybe have some unsent messages that they haven't sent you. All right, let's get into this. So Leo and their person, no contact in separation. What is Leo's person's feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions or moves towards Leo? What are their feelings? What are their feelings towards Leo? The Page of Wands. What are their intentions? Three of Swords in reverse. What are their actions? The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We also have the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So there's a defeated energy with your person. So they feel like they should communicate with you, that they should have some type of conversation with you with that Page of Wands. This is somebody who is trying to build up their confidence to create this conversation, maybe letting you know about the regrets that they have. They're well aware that they are the ones who needs to reach out. They feel like they need to initiate. Why is the Page of Wands in their feelings? The Moon. Their intuition is telling them their feelings are very strong and very overwhelming, that they need to come towards you, that they need to come face to face and have a conversation with you. So their intentions is that Three of Swords in reverse. So this is somebody who knows that they've created hurt and pain, and they know that they need to heal things with you. They maybe need to apologize. They may need to overcome some type of disappointment that maybe they created in the situation. They're well aware that you probably don't trust them now. Their intentions is to maybe restabilize the trust and have reconciliation, ask for forgiveness. So let's clarify that Three of Swords. Why is the Three of Swords in their intentions? Okay, so they're still holding on to you and the connection with the two of you. They're very much understanding that they need to be able to create this new beginning by maybe asking for the forgiveness and understanding why they did what they did. Okay, so it looks like their actions is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this is somebody who, they maybe have been delaying the inevitable of coming towards you, Leo. They might miss out on an opportunity if they don't giddy up and start coming towards you. They know that. They're being maybe a little bit lazy or a little bit, I'm hearing lack of ambition. So they may not be ambitiously wanting to do it right away. So clarify, why is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse? Ooh, okay. They have been procrastinating coming towards you, Leo, because of the King of Swords. They're afraid that you're going to tear them up one side and down the other with your sword, which would be your communication to them. Maybe you're angry with them. They fear the anger that you maybe have towards them at this point, and they're afraid of what you're going to say. Even though it may be the truth, and even though you're in a position where maybe it's justified, your person, it feels here, is a little bit intimidated over that. So are they going to actually take action at some point? Because they are kind of delaying. Are they going to eventually take action? They are. They do wish to work this out with you. So it does look like at some point they will come towards you. Yeah, I got Judgment at the bottom of the deck. At some point they will get out of their head and stop procrastinating, and they'll just bite the bullet and come towards you. All right, what is the advice for Leo at this time? What is the best advice and guidance for Leo? What do they need to know? What do they need to hear? The World, the Justice in reverse, and the Eight of Swords in reverse. Look, you've got your energy at the bottom of the deck being hidden. You need to have the courage and strength to understand you're not a victim of the circumstance if you continue to stay within the situation. If you decide to stay energetically tied to the situation, you're going to continue to feel like a victim, and you don't need to feel like a victim. You can choose. You have free will. You don't have to wait on this person. You can realize that, you know what, maybe this is negative karma with this person. Maybe it's time to not be dishonest with yourself, that you can close the chapter. You have the strength and the courage and the willpower to be able to understand what it is you want and desire. And you may lie to yourself about wanting it to be over, but it looks like you can commit to learning whatever it is you want to try to manifest. So if that means manifesting this person back, hoping that they're going to learn their lesson there, or you're deciding that you want to manifest something new, putting an end to this situation because you don't want to hear what this person has to say, you can commit to manifesting something else. You have free will to do that. All right, let's get you a channeled song. All Cried Out by Allure. Okay, let's move on. Virgo, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, my website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. All right, Virgos, no contact and separation. What's your energy with your person? Virgos. What's Virgo's energy? Bad choices, embarrassed to tell you, and alone. So your person, you're feeling right now alone without this person. You feel like either you've made some bad choices or your person has, and you're embarrassed to tell your person that you feel alone. This could be a turning point in the situation between you and your person. What is Virgo's person's energy while in no contact and separation? Fling. They feel like whatever happened, the actions were foolish and immature. They're using their intuition to discern the situation. They are also wanting to rush in and admit something. Okay, well, let's go ahead and find out. When it comes to Virgo and their person, no contact and in separation, what is their person's feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions or moves towards Virgo? Feelings, intentions, and next actions. What are their feelings? The Hierophant. What are their intentions? The Queen of Pentacles. What are their actions? Three of Wands. We have the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So your person, Virgo, has a wish when it comes to the connection. There's a wish fulfillment they desire. So their feelings is the Hierophant. So they could be feeling very much like they're fully committed to you and the situation between the two of you. They also could be committed to learning what has happened between the two of you. There's something about this person. They could be a very spiritual person. Maybe they pray to God or their guides. There's somebody who is learning something about this commitment. So let's clarify. Why is the Hierophant here in Virgo's person's feelings? Why is the Hierophant here? Okay, so Four of Pentacles and the Fool in reverse. So this person is learning that they're still holding on to you, but there is a sense of uncertainty whether or not they're going to continue to hold on. That's what they're learning. They're trying to master, even though they wish and desire, they don't want to let you go, but they also don't know what the future holds here. So their intentions is the Queen of Pentacles. So Virgo, your person is intending to focus on their money, their career, their finances, their responsibility. Maybe they could be a single parent. They could have a business. They could have an executive level job or role. They could have a lot of obligations into their community. Looks like whatever their responsibilities are, they're deepening those responsibilities. They're focusing on those. So why is the Queen of Pentacles their intentions? I'm hearing that song, I want it all or nothing at all. Okay, so they intend to focus on everything they have control over, but there is a little bit of helpless energy when it comes to the commitment, the dedication that they have to the connection between the two of you. Now, your person could feel like either they were immature or you were acting immature, And that has left this intention of, you know what, I intend to focus on my responsibilities, not yours. So here, their actions is that 3 of Wands. So they're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. Maybe they're waiting for you to come towards them. What is the 3 of Wands? Clarify the 3 of Wands. The King of Wands. You could be dealing with a fire sign. This person's working up their confidence. They're trying to figure out what's going to happen here in the future. They could be trying to use their intuition to try to figure out, can they be a dependable person? Can they be somebody that can create a new opportunity with you? Clarify that 3 of Wands. Give me another card for their actions. Your person's waiting confidently for you to come towards them is what it feels like. Yep. They're going back and forth. Should they come towards you or should they wait for you to come towards them? And they're waiting either way. They still love you. They feel like the two of you have maybe a past life together. There's an inner child bond or connection the two of you once experienced. They're definitely not taking action. They're waiting for you to take action. They are building up their confidence maybe with their responsibilities and obligations, but they're using their intuition that when you come rushing into them, they may admit that they feel like you were juggling them. They feel like you didn't make them a priority. All right, what is the advice for Virgo? What is the advice for Virgo? Page of Pentacles. The Emperor and the 7 of Cups. If you want your person and you're being stubborn and rigid, not coming towards them, waiting for them to come towards you, you might be waiting a long time. You might be waiting forever. So if you want this person, you need to be practical. And if you do realize this is a turning point because you made a bad choice and decision, but you're too embarrassed to tell them, you're going to have to put your pride and ego to the side. You have a choice and decision. You have multiple choices and decisions here. If you want to be stubborn and potentially lose your person forever, then hold back. But it looks like your advice is you should create this opportunity to create stability and structure back with your person and then evaluate your choices and decisions from there. What is the channeled song for Virgos? Consider Me Gone by Reba McEntire. Okay. Libra. All right, Libra. Let's see. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, my website's TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. All right, those with Libra placements. No contact and separation. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. Libra, what's your energy versus your person's energy? No contact and separation. What is Libra placement's energy? Super emotional over your person, and there's commitment issues here. What is your person's energy while in no contact and separation? Libra's person's energy. Their ego got in the way, and you are their divine love. Okay? All right, let's get into this, Libra. When it comes to Libra and their person, what are their feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions or moves towards Libra? What are their feelings, intentions, and next actions? Their feelings is the Ace of Cups. Their intentions is the 8 of Wands. Their actions is the Temperance. We also have the 8 of Pentacles hidden at the bottom of the deck. So your person overall still wants to work something out. So they're feeling that this is a newer connection. This is a newer opportunity between the two of you. They are feeling that maybe you are somebody that they are supposed to love, that you should be somebody that they should be rekindling with, that they feel like at one point there was a lot of happiness here, but maybe the circumstances have changed. Let's clarify, why is that Ace of Cups here? Because they're definitely in their feelings. They know their ego blocked their feelings at some point. Why is the Ace of Cups here? Ace of Swords. Give me one more. The Emperor. Okay, so they were being very much in their ego. They know that they have feelings for you. The truth is they do have emotions for you, that you are somebody that they do love. And even if this is a newer connection, they feel love and compassion. Their intentions is the Eight of Wands. So they're coming in quickly with communication. They want to speak up and say something. Clarify the Eight of Wands for their intentions. The Queen of Wands. So they're going to be very fiery, very passionate when they come towards you with this communication. Their intentions is to let you know how they truly feel. And they're going to be really confident and optimistic that they're going to be able to win you back. This is someone who's really determined to take charge of the situation because they know their ego got the best of them. So let's see their actions. We got Temperance here. So they're definitely thinking patiently how they could pour in, how they could heal and fix things with you. Clarify Temperance. Why is Temperance here? Three of Cups. They want to come back together. They want to reunite and heal things. We also have the Strength hidden at the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with the Leo. This person is working up the courage and strength to be able to reunite with you, to be able to heal and fix things. All right, what is the advice for those with Libra placements? Nine of Pentacles. Four of Wands. Nine of Wands. So we got a lot of nines here. You may not trust this person because of the way they left the situation. So for right now, focus on reestablishing your stability and your security. So if you were giving to this person more than you were giving to your friends, your family, your job, your career, your business, your hobbies, start reinvesting in yourself. And then when this person comes around, don't allow this person to take that independence from you. Maintain the schedule you have and your routine, your life that you've already built prior. Maybe you let that go a little bit and now you feel like you can't trust them when they come back because you may fall short again. So focus on reestablishing your routine and your life. And when this person comes back, you can decide if you want to commit or not, because it looks like you are emotional over it because you realize that this person really wasn't committing to you in the way you needed them to. Maybe they weren't committed to being emotional with you. They weren't bonding with you on a vulnerable level that you needed. Either way, right now, it looks like the trust has been compromised, so focusing on yourself is going to benefit you. So what is the channeled song? Always and Forever by Heatwave. Okay. All right, let's move on. Scorpio. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, my website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. All right, Scorpio, if you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. No contact and separation. What is Scorpio's energy versus their person? Scorpio, what's your energy? You're frustrated. You're holding on. That you've either walked away or you're frustrated because your person has walked away and you're still holding on to them. What is Scorpio's person's energy? They feel alone and they are unavailable. They're also not wanting to look at things from a different perspective. So if you walked away from them because you were frustrated with them, you're still holding on to thinking about them, but this person feels like they are looking at things different. Now they feel alone. Because maybe they made you feel alone originally, and that's why you walked away, and now they feel alone. Okay. What goes around comes around is what I'm hearing. All right, Scorpio, let's find out what is your person's feelings, intentions, and next actions. Those that are in no contact in separation with Scorpio placement, what is their person's feelings, intentions, and next actions? What is their feelings? Ace of Cups, what is their intentions? Four of Pentacles, what are their actions? Knight of Swords. We also have Justice in reverse hidden at the bottom of the deck. So your person does not feel justice was fair, it was not served, it was not correct, whatever happened between the two of you. So your person, Scorpio, feels like they want a new opportunity. They want another chance. They want to be able to say something or express something. Looks like they have strong feelings and emotions for you. So if they shut you out emotionally and then you walked away because of that. Now they feel emotionally abandoned. Their intentions is the Four of Pentacles. They're kind of holding back, but they're still holding on to the idea. Why is the Four of Pentacles in their intentions for Scorpio? Three of Swords. They know they hurt you. That's why they've been holding back. They know that you wanted something from them. You wished or desired for them to do something or act a certain way or give you something emotionally, physically, financially, or spiritually. They didn't. They held back from you. They know that this is a self-inflicted wound. That's probably why I heard what goes around comes around. So whatever they were doing to you, now that you've walked away, they feel is being done to them. Their action is they're coming in with communication real quickly. They want to abruptly speak up and say something real quick. Clarify the Nine of Swords. They want to have another opportunity. They want a chance to reconnect with you, to come back into union with you, to meet up and have this conversation and see if potentially you would be, they're curious to know if potentially you would give them another chance or not. Okay, what is the advice for Scorpio? Seven of Swords. I'm hearing liar, liar, pants on fire. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. What's the advice for Scorpio? And Three of Pentacles. Okay, so if you're the one who felt frustrated because there was a lack of reciprocation on some part, whether it's financially, physically, emotionally, or spiritually, and you walked away, don't lie to yourself that you're going to be able to work this out with this person right now. Yes, this person is getting whatever they did to you, they're getting done to them right now. However, there is some type of codependency that you might be stuck in when it comes to this person. You may feel a sense of weakness for them, that you kind of get lured back in because maybe they make you feel guilty or they make you feel a sense of, well, how can you do that to me? I never meant to do it to you, even though they did. Don't lie to yourself about that. And so your best piece of advice is, if you want to work it out, you got to be transparent with your expectations, and your person has to prove those expectations can be made what they say it is going to be made to make you feel happy. But it looks like right now there's a codependency here that you maybe have been lying to yourself about when it comes to this connection. Maybe you're codependent on this runner-chaser dynamic that you guys have created. Your channeled song is Moments Like This by the Afters. Okay, let's move on. Sagittarius. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, my website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. Those with Sagittarius placement. What is your energy versus your person's energy? No contact and separation. Okay, you have inner wounds because of the situation. You maybe try to go towards a third party since this no contact and separation with your person, and you're not happy with the third party. What is your person's energy? No contact and separation. They're taking a leap of faith. You may have children with this person, and they're finally ready to open up because they might be missing you. All right, well, let's get into this reading. Let's see, Sagittarius, what is your person's feelings, intentions, and next actions in the situation during no contact and separation? Sagittarius's person. What is their feelings, intentions, and next actions? Their feeling is the strength. You could be dealing with the Leo. Their intentions. The Four of Swords. Their actions. The King of Wands. We also have the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So there's been a breakup, breakdown, a divorce, a separation, or self-defeat in the connection. So your person, Sagittarius, is feeling like maybe their pride and ego's got the best of them. That they're working through building up the strength and courage to recognize if their pride and ego did get the best of them. So let's find out. Clarify the Strength card. Why is that here in Sagittarius' person's feelings? The Queen of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This person's working up their confidence to come towards you with communication. They're coming in quickly, but they're putting their pride and the ego to the side. They're going to take a leap of faith. They're ready to open up. Their intentions is the Four of Swords. They're wanting to create peace with you. They're wanting a sense of peace in the situation. So why is the Four of Swords here? Okay, so there's something that they want to close out when it comes to the two of you. They want to speak up. They want to say something. They want to openly communicate something. And they're trying to be practical with those moves. So their moves is, we do have divine counterparts, King and Queen of Wands out here. So like I said, you could share children together. Why is the King of Wands their actions? So they're working up their confidence to communicate. Why is the King of Wands in their actions? The Ace of Cups. They want to have a new romantic connection. They want to open up emotionally with you. They want to close out whatever this past is, this breakdown, the silence, the breakup, the separation, the divorce. They want to have a new opportunity. We do have the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So you do probably share children with this person, or your inner child's connected in a way that never connected with other people. What is the advice for Sagittarius when it comes to this situation? What's the best advice? Nine of Swords in reverse. Two of Swords in reverse, a lot of swords energy, and the Fool in reverse. We also have the Magician hidden at the bottom of the deck. I think before you have a conversation with this person, you need to make a decision with certainty, whatever it is that you want. Because right now, you're not certain what you want. You could also have made some mistakes yourself that did cause some wounds that could have caused the breakdown in this relationship. And you maybe are needing to face those mistakes on your own, separately from this connection, to overcome that uncertainty of whether or not you want this. There's something about you needing to admit something to yourself first before you talk to this person. Maybe you did make mistakes. Maybe you initiated part of I'm hearing responsibility of the connection breaking down. So your best piece of advice is take ownership where ownership it needs to be owned. If you did something, maybe you went towards a third party and that made your person pull back, then you need to admit that. And then make a decision about this uncertainty of whether or not you want to be with this person again or not. What is a channeled song for Sagittarius? Amazed by Lone Star. All right, let's move on to Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. If you want your own personalized in-depth reading, my website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. Capricorn, if you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. No contact and separation. What is your energy versus your person's energy? Capricorn, what's Capricorn's energy? Detached and deep thinking. So you're very detached from the situation with this person, but you're still thinking about what happened. What is your person's energy? Well, in no contact and separation, they're not ready and they're watching you. So if you're on social media or you live in the same area, they could be driving by watching you and they're just not ready to have a conversation with you right now. All right. Well, let's see, what are their feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions or moves towards you, Capricorn? When it comes to the no contact and separation between Capricorn and their person, what is their feelings? What are their intentions? What are their next actions or moves towards Capricorn? What are their feelings? Nine of Wands, their intentions. Nine of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. Their actions. The Two of Cups. We also have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. You guys could be soulmates. This person still loves you. They still want this connection. Right now, they're feeling like they can't trust you. They feel like the trust has been compromised. They feel like they've been through the war and back with you in the situation between the two of you. And they feel a sense of defeat. They feel like You know what? I'm persistently realizing the same mistakes are happening, and I'm just not ready to face you because of those repeated mistakes. Clarify the Nine of Wands. Why is the Nine of Wands and their feelings? Ace of Cups. This person could have pulled back from you because you wanted something more. Maybe you wanted an opportunity with them emotionally, and they pulled back from you because they've been in other relationships that they felt they didn't overcome something, and they were still holding on to trust issues. And it looks like now they're realizing they don't want to repeat the mistakes from those past relationships, but maybe they need to trust you. But they've been through the war and back. They have wounds that haven't been fixed. Their intentions is the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. So they're holding on, but they're holding back, but they're working on their independence. So clarify, why is this their intentions, to hold on, but yet hold back? Okay. They do want to collaborate with you, and they do want to reach out to you, but they are watching your behavior first. They're waiting to see what you're doing. So they could be waiting to see if you're posting online. What are you posting? Are you saying you're moving on? Are you posting pictures with other people? They're trying to gather data or information before they take any type of action. Their action is the Two of Cups. They still love you. They want to choose this connection or this relationship. Why is the Two of Cups here? The Five of Wands. So they do want to have to fight to have this situation back in their life at some point. They could feel like it's a power struggle because you may not agree that they need to work through these wounds of hurt and pain. They're just not ready for this long-term commitment, but eventually they want to be ready. Yeah, look at that. Ace of Wands. They're going to want to have a new beginning with you at some point, but they are fighting these feelings of hurt and disappointment from maybe another relationship or things that transpire between the two of you. So what is the advice for Capricorn at this time? What's the best advice that's going to serve your highest good? The Star, Aquarius energy, Seven of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. You may lie to yourself and say, oh, this person was never really invested in me. They never really wanted a future with me. They never seen our path down the road coming together. That's actually not true. This person does see you as somebody that they want. They're just not ready to be in that commitment. They're not in a place to give you fully themselves. If they gave you the version of themselves today, it won't work out because they still have hurt. They still have wounds that they need to address. And until those wounds are bandages and fully healed, then they aren't able to really come towards you. You don't want them to come towards you in a wounded version because you're not going to get the best version of themselves. So for right now, don't lie to yourself that they didn't want a future with you. They did. There was a sense of stability that you need to focus on for yourself right now in the interim. I wouldn't wait on your person, but I would definitely realize that you need to heal from it so that you don't have wounds created yourself. Your channel song is Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye. Okay. Let's move on to Aquarius. Aquarius, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, my website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. All right, Aquarius, no contact and separation with you and your person. What is your feelings? You wanted to grow closer with this person. Maybe you're friends with benefits, but you want more. Your person's energy. They're moving on from the situation and the connection. They are very attracted to you, but they are moving on from the situation. So let's find out, Aquarius, what their feelings, what their intentions are, what are their next actions or moves towards you. Those with Aquarius, their person's feelings, intentions, and next actions. All right, Aquarius, what is your person's feelings? Nine of Wands, what are their intentions? Five of Cups, what is their actions? The Knight of, actually I'm going to take it, it's in reverse. This one I'm going to take in reverse too, okay. This person doesn't trust you or anyone else. That's part of the problem, is they've had a string of bad relationships back to back. That's why they just want to be friends with benefits with you. Why is the Nine of Wands here? That's strictly all they see. They've seen this as an opportunity that was not really going to go anywhere, that it made them happy, it made them giddy, it made them feel physically good. Their intentions is to recognize it's water under the bridge, and they wish to be single and independent, and they really just wish to have that fun, happy, good times with people. Their actions is they're not taking action towards you right now. Could be because there is competition. They could be communicating with other people. It looks like they're not really taking any type of initiative right now. There's a sense of accountability on your person's part, not really wanting to step forward, and really they're just kind of missing out on an opportunity. Even though you want to grow closer and beyond the friends with benefits, it looks like they're determined to go in the other direction. They're definitely being stubborn with being honest with you. And they could just be resisting that change. Maybe you said to them, hey, maybe we should try and date, or we should do things besides be intimate. And they're not interested in doing that. So their actions is they're pursuing other options, it looks like. They're attracted to you, but they're trying to move away from you because they don't want a commitment. And they know that maybe that's something you've mentioned you've wanted. All right, what is the advice for Aquarius at this time? 10 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Wow. 10, 10. And the Emperor. You need to be really, really stubborn, really rigid, and walk away. With that 8 of Cups, that's saying even though you don't know what's on the other side, when there's a blockage with two people being in alignment, one person wants something different than the other, they're not in alignment for a reason. And you need to focus on what's going to make you happy in the long term. Maybe you're a boss. Maybe you are a business owner. You're needing to focus on the longevity of pouring into your own cup right now. When you walk away into the unknown, you're going to find your happily ever after. It's not with this person. 5555 is going to be your confirmation. You're going to see those angel numbers that it's time for this change. Your channeled song is I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. All right, let's move on to Pisces. All right, Pisces, if you want your own personalized in-depth reading, my website is TimelessDivineTarot.com. I do have a 24 to 48 hour turnaround. Pisces, no contact in separation. What is your energy versus your person? If you could please like, comment, share, and subscribe, I would appreciate it. All right, Pisces, what is your energy? Pisces energy, no contact in separation with their person. Pisces, I want you, and being happier alone. So you're trying to find happiness all by yourself, but you still want this person. What is your person's energy? No contact and separation. Pisces, what is your person's energy? They're trying to grow and evolve as an individual. They feel like the breakdown between the two of you is divine intervention, because they've had some doubts about the connection. Maybe they asked the divine, you know what, come in and break this connection down, separate and divide us if you feel this is what should happen. I have doubts about whether or not I should be with Pisces, okay? Let's go ahead and see what your person's feelings, intentions, and next actions are, Pisces. When it comes to the no contact and separation between Pisces and their person, what is their person's feelings, intentions, and next actions? Pisces, what are their feelings? Queen of Swords in reverse, their intentions. What are their intentions for Pisces? The Tower in reverse. We also have the Empress. Their actions. Could be dealing with the Taurus or an air sign. The Lovers in reverse. We also have the Page of Cups in reverse. So doesn't look like they're coming back right now, Pisces. Their feelings right now is that Queen of Swords in reverse. So your person is feeling like they know they cut off communication impulsively. They know that that was really cruel and it really wasn't fair to you, but they had their doubts about whether or not they wanted to continue in this connection. And they know that them not giving you closure is really being not compassionate towards you. But they feel like the divine has intervened for a reason. Like I said, I feel like they asked for a sign or confirmation. They got some type of epiphany, aha moment that they needed to cut ties in the situation. Why is the Queen of Swords here? Why did they need to feel that they needed to do this abruptly and silently? They didn't want to be honest. They felt like it would have been immature, telling you that they needed to push you away. They didn't want to have to defend the doubts that they had in the situation. So their intentions is that Tower in reverse and the Empress. So their intentions is to understand why they need to grow up. There's something about this person maybe even being immature, irresponsible, somebody not taking accountability, and they're needing to take care of themselves. They've kind of been maybe delaying the inevitable of stepping up and being more mature. They've been resisting certain changes in their life, and the divine maybe came in and said, you know what? You're not going to do what you need to do. We're going to break the connection down with Pisces. You don't deserve Pisces right now. And even though they had doubts about the connection anyway, they're recognizing that they're going to have to make the changes and start taking care of their life the way they should have. Clarify why the Tower in reverse and the Empress is here. Why is this as their intentions? Is to finally make the inevitable changes in their life. Yep, they've been fighting it for a long time. All right, so their actions is the Lovers in reverse. So there's a separation here. They're maintaining the stance of being broke up or being separation and being in silence. Clarify the Lovers in reverse. Yep, they feel like this is a turning point, that they finally need to just let this go. With the Hangman at the bottom of the deck, that they have not done the work they needed to do up to this point. And unfortunately, the connection with you, Pisces, has been compromised because this person hasn't done the inner work that they need to do for themselves. They need to make changes in their life, and they've been maybe immature. They had doubts anyway, but the doubts could have been a reflection of themselves, of being insecure deep down. What is the advice for Pisces at this time? 8 of Wands in reverse. Don't take action or communication towards this person. 10 of Pentacles. Focus on your money, your finances, your friends, your family, your support system, and get really excited to pour back into yourself. We have the Star. You have star power that is going to emanate above this situation. So you may want this person, but you're recognizing your life is actually better without them. Maybe your job elevates. Maybe if you are starting to focus on yourself, your looks, you're feeling internally like happier with yourself, which is making your looks on the outside feel good. Your energy around you, you're finally going to pour into yourself. You're rising up, and people are recognizing that. Whether it's physically, emotionally, spiritually, or energetically, you're impulsively taking action towards yourself, and that is your best piece of advice, is to focus on you at this time, not this person. Your channeled song is Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson.